Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show. I'm here to talk about some NBA news, number 176. So we got some stuff here to talk about. We have some more fallout from the Ja Morant thing. Per TMZ Sports here. Ja Morant, he filmed himself holding a toy gun back on May 14th in an effort to show his family and friends that he did not have a real firearm. This is per TMZ Sports. This is his PR team trying to fix the situation. He's still not. It ain't even allegations at this point. Like, that's his alter ego is Ja Wick. Who plays around with a toy gun? It seems childish, if that's true. That just doesn't help. Ja Morant, when it comes to common sense, is like, why'd you let him cook? Like, he's just doing too much. You can't do that. You can't toy around with that kind of stuff, with guns like that in a car on Instagram Live. I don't care if it's a gun or a toy gun. How does this even prove anything? But if he lied to his family here, he'll lie to anyone. And it's impressive. He finds a way to make a situation worse than it already is. So we have a report here that Draymond Green is expected to opt out of his contract with the Golden State Warriors. Definitely not surprised here. I mean, I remember Steve Kerr saying, if Draymond's not back, we're not a championship contender, but that's what a coach is supposed to say. I think they should try and run it back, and I don't, Draymond, he kind of messed up their chemistry with the pool thing back before the season begun. We need him, despite that. He's the key to our defense and pretty much the glue to our defense. But I just don't know if he's going to stay. Maybe he'll re-sign with them at a vet minimum, but he's only going to get a chance to get one more payday. So I feel like he could leave and get that money. He might leave, but this happens with every season with stars. But the Warriors can't afford the contract he wants, but he's already making like $27 million. But I don't know. I don't want him back though, because he's the glue to our defense. I'm just worried if he does leave, how will that impact the Golden State Warriors defense? Yeah, let's go to the article here. When the defending NBA champion Golden State Warriors bowed out to the Los Angeles Lakers in the Western Conference semifinals, there's a feeling that their dynasty was coming to an end. Now they have to confront that potential reality head on as forward. Draymond Green is expected to opt out of the final year of his contract and become a free agent. However, as Mark J. Spears reported, the Warriors will try to keep him in the Bay. And he said the Warriors expect him to opt out of the final year of his $26 million contract. I'm being told, Spears stated, but Joe Lacob, Mike Dunleavy, the Warriors are going to do everything in their power if he does as expected to bring him back. And maybe some fans may look at his stats and conclude that we can continue to be very competitive without him. However, the importance of the team goes well beyond his numbers. He's been the emotional and spiritual leader over the years, not to mention the defensive ace of this team and one of its best rebounders and ball handlers. So that's one reason I like to bring him back, because his great passing and he's a defensive ace. And we just gotta see what happens though, because he's gonna want a lot of money. I just don't know if the Warriors can afford it because of the new CBA, where they'll have to give a lot of money, and then they won't be able to afford anybody else. So we got some more stuff about Ja Morant, Ja Wick, Ja Shooter. Per Sam Amick, Ja Morant reportedly blamed, end quote, heavy drinking, end quote, for his bad decisions in Colorado during a meeting with Adam Silver, Joe Dumars, and Tamika Tremack Magalo. Per Sam per Sam Amick, end quote. They heard him blame the poor decision making inside the Glendale whatever, strip club on the heavy drinking. Realizing how the events of that night were also fuzzy because of the booze that was flowing so freely, they believed him. They believed him when he shared a message that was both humble and contrite, period, end quote, via The Athletic. Admitting you're wrong is the first step, and he can't even do that. All I hear is just even more excuses. That's just all I'm hearing. Is from John Morant, just more excuses. Just be a better man. This isn't really accountability, it's just him making an excuse after excuse. I mean, I hope he can turn around and turn his life around off the court. But he's not really taking accountability. I don't think he has a drinking problem. Yeah, you can't fool me. Can't fool me, John Morant. Per your report here, the Phoenix Suns could have interest in swapping a Chris Paul for Malcolm Brogdon. If Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum can move without the ball accordingly, I think this would be the best possible move for Boston, where they can get rid of them. But why would the Celtics do this? Because they have no one who can set up an offense without turning the ball over 6+ times. And sure, Chris Paul's as good as he used to be, but he's still a great passer and set up the offense where they're not turning it over like 6 straight times. But yeah, Chris Paul might go to the Celtics. Per Basketball Talk, the Bucks are, quote, highly unlikely, end quote, to trade Chris Middleton for Bradley Beal. Per Basketball Talk, quote, why would the Bucks do that? Period. Beal is not better than Middleton right now. ... end quote. Beal might be better than Middleton. He just needs to stay healthy. Also, the Bucks aren't getting Beal. Middleton's a free agent, and they'd have to trade Drew for Beal. It's debatable after Middleton's injury who's better between those two. But I feel like Beal is better. Both are injury prone, but Middleton would fit better compared to Bradley Beal. But I'd say maybe Beal could be better. The Hawks have Pascal Siakam on their radar, per Jake L. Fisher. Pascal in Atlanta? Hell no. I mean, maybe it's exactly what they need, though. Because John Collins isn't... I just don't think he's that good. But what are the Hawks going to give the Raptors if they wanted to get that trade done? That could be a good fit, in my opinion, next to Trae Young. But who would they trade? Siakam and Trae would be a good duo, but who are you going to trade to give up for him? That's exactly what they need. Him and Trae would be nice. That's exactly what they need, in my opinion. It's quote, unlikely, end quote, that Bradley Beal lands in Sacramento. I just want this dude to get traded to somewhere, so we can stop hearing this. The chemistry between Monk and Fox, Huerter and Fox is great right now. They just need more time to develop, but they're still young, and why are you breaking that just to get Bradley Beal? So the last thing I'm here to talk about is the Warriors are receiving calls on Jordan Poole via NBA Today, per Mark J. Spears. Oh, the Shanghai Sharks and the Guangdong Tigers are calling. The calls are from Guangdong, China. Yeah, I don't think anybody wants him right now. I don't think anybody's going to trade for Jordan Poole. This could either be a big mistake or not if they trade him. But I don't think anybody's calling to trade for Poole, but yeah. There was some more news yesterday from Michael Jordan. From Adrian Wojnarowski, a story about Michael Jordan here. Breaking. Michael Jordan is finalizing a sale of the Charlotte Hornets group led by Gabe Plotkin and Rick Schnell. ending his 13-year run as a majority owner, league sources told ESPN on Friday. It's pretty sad. You would have loved him to see succeed as an owner and executive. Just never happened. He just never brought anything to the Hornets. And they just now decided to sell the team. Him as an owner just wasn't it. And they finally agreed. An agreement is expected to be signed soon, so soon there'll be new owners for the Hornets. And Plotkin's a minority owner with the Hornets, and Schnell, who had been a minority owner with Atlanta, will become the franchise's governors once the NBA completes its vetting and approval process. Imagine him getting a new owner, and the first thing he does is try and make some trades, maybe trade the pick and some assets, maybe out there for Zion Williamson. And imagine the highlights if you have Zion and LaMelo healthy. That would be good. But I feel like Michael Jordan might be done with basketball at this point. I mean, he tried. They were just never competitive under him, so I think it's about time. I mean, Monty Williams has hired Jarrett Jackson as an assistant coach on his Detroit Pistons staff. Sources tell ESPN, Jack established himself as a fast-rising future head coaching candidate on Williams' staff with the Suns. Maybe he'll be a good coach, I don't know. ESPN sources, the Golden State Warriors executive Mike Dunleavy Jr. has agreed to a deal to become the franchise's new general manager. Dunleavy Jr., who had a 15-year NBA playing career, is elevating in the front office to replace Bob Myers, who stepped down after 4 titles. But I don't know. I think he'll be fine. Like, I don't think he'll be bad. I just don't know how to feel right now. We'll just have to see when the season starts or over the next few years how good we'll be. So it's just hard. It's hard to say right now if it'll be good or bad. But he's got some big shoes to fill. It'll be interesting to see how he handles Draymond Green's contract extension, as what he decides to do with Poole and Kuminga, what he decides to do with those 2 players. Veteran forward Danilo Gallinari has exercised his $6.8 million player option to return to the Boston Celtics for the 2023-24 season. That basically says Grant Williams is gone right there. Cam Johnson has committed to playing for Team USA, and also Walker Kessler. So, 2 good players there for Team USA. But yeah, it's all the news I have to talk about, so until next time, Peace.